It's not going to work out well.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Hey guys, so we have an official sponsor of the Paramotor Hangout. It's Uncle Steve's Shake. If you've ever had my cooking and you liked it, it's because of the seasonings I use from Uncle Steve's Shake. If you make an order and use the Paramotor Hangout in the order comment, you may just receive something extra thanks to Uncle Steve's Shake. Now, let's get on with the show. Welcome to Paramotor Hangout. I'm one of your hosts, Shane, with Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, along with Will Fly. How we doing tonight, sir?
What's up? How's everyone doing? It's good to be here Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Paramotor Hangout. What's up, Kramer?
Hey, we're missing a host. I don't know where he's at.
Well, the show must go on, dude.
Yes, it does.
Hey, you know what? We take the chatters from like I don't know, Black Sabbath and all the way down to Barry Manilow. I mean, we give them both extremes, with the no filter song and then the laid back Uncle Steak. Love it.
Hey, quick question for you, Will. If Mark comes in, can you see him? Because if not, I have to leave this little window up that I have. Okay,
I believe I can. I can.
All right. I'll wait. Mark, if you can't get in, let me know. Real quick, we have an update. As for the Gage Robbins Scholarship here at Galley High School, they went ahead and are doing a scholarship in Gage's name this year again. My understanding, we were some money short, and I was reluctant to ask for donations, and I don't know if someone donated it, the rest of the money, or they just went ahead and did it. But there will be another scholarship this year, a second annual scholarship in my son's name. So I'm super excited about that. I actually broke down in tears today. Still gets me. Anyways, the Fly It for Gage, first annual, over in Bowling Green, Florida, at Hardy Lakes County Park. All those proceeds, and I mean every bit of that, will go to the scholarship for Gage for my son. So if you show up and you want to fly there, it is $50 per pilot. If you want to pre-register, you go to Zelle, type in Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane at gmail.com. You pay your $50. If you plan to eat barbecue Saturday night for dinner, it'll be $10 extra charge. I don't know where you can go right now to get a barbecue plate. I haven't quite decided if it's going to be pulled pork or if it's going to be chicken quarters or both. It depends on how many people are willing to do the Saturday night cookout. So I'm super excited. If you guys can make it to the fly-in, great. If you can't, like I said, if you can, well, maybe if you can even donate towards it. Like I said, everything is going to the scholarships. I say scholarships, and the reason I say scholarships is because Hardy Lakes, they have public schooling there in their county, and they want to do a scholarship in Gage's name as well. So if we can raise $1,000, we will have two scholarships, one here for the high school that my son went to, and one of the schools over in Bowling Green, all under Gage's name, which is one of my wife and I's biggest job at this point in our life is just to keep his name alive and to show, you know, we still care, we still miss him, and we still think of him. So, well, Mr. Will Fly, we had a fly in. We talked about very briefly last week, and I really felt guilty about it because I agreed to do something for someone else, and we only spent 10-15 minutes on something that could literally last over an hour of conversation. So, nope. I'm looking to see if Mark is in the background.
Yeah, so
But
you're only turning to me because I'm the only other person in the Zoom.
Oh, I would ask Mark, but
Yeah.
but I didn't want to hear crickets.
Let me just tell you, give you an update what's going on with me right now. The flying, and then yeah, if you don't mind, the flying season is definitely starting to rock and roll. And I don't know if you realize this, Shane, but I mean, what was it? Was it how long ago was it we were at Brian's? Was it 2 weeks now?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Well, we got back Sunday. We did the show Tuesday, a week ago Tuesday.
Okay, so we got that. Then 2 weeks later, we've got another little thing we're gonna, do here in North Carolina. I don't know.
Yeah, let me ask real quick if I saw that person in the chat. Would that person mind if we mentioned the private one or just let it slide? If you could put that in the chat, greatly.
Well, or just text me.
Or yeah. Text Will or Shane, who's on his phone, because both of his laptops are garbage paperweights, if that.
So we got that, okay. And then 2 weeks after that, there's
Bad
a little
apples.
bad apples. So it's just like, man, it's not going to stop this season. And we had Jerry Fly. You know Jerry Fly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool cat. On last night, the Monday night show, and man, Bad Apples is just going to be, it's going to be wide open.
And 2 weeks after that's what?
Is it Fly It for Gage?
I believe it might be.
No, well, it's a little more than what? It's probably about 2 weeks, maybe a little more than 2 weeks. June 8th. So, wait a minute. When is Bad Apples?
It's the okay.
They're going to be real close. I do know that.
Did you get the text message? Well,
yeah,
it's Ixnay, which is fine.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I did. So, my point is, man, if you like to travel with RV, with tent, whatever, I mean, this sport is for you. There's plenty of places to go, never a dull moment.
No.
You can get as involved as you want, or just be as chill as you want. But man, there's always something going on, and it's more and more and more. Of course, we're adding Fly It to Gauge to the mix this year. So, and you know what, Shane? This really does. I said it last night. Fly It for Gauge has all the ingredients to at least match Bad Apples, if not more.
That's a big if.
Well,
possibly. Listen, it has the room. It definitely has the room to. I mean, if you don't want to park next to somebody, if you want to be away from the group or not be in the middle of everything, there's room here for you to be hundreds of yards away from from the closest neighbor. If that's what you're into. If you want to be all together, then all together it is. It'll be. I mean, it's a huge. I mean, the video itself shows that Segway is running between 8 and 10 miles an hour, and when we get to that back LZ, it takes what is it? Over a minute, I think, to go from the beginning to the end of the LZ.
Dude, you gotta mod your or jailbreak or whatever they call it, your Segway. It goes a lot faster than that.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to be standing with both my feet together going more than 10 miles an hour because that's how you break teeth.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So I mean, I was going somewhere with that. I don't remember what I was going to say, but I'm sure I'll think of it. What's up, Brian Waller? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so I've never seen it this way. Waller just abbreviated Fly It for Gauge. FIFG.
FIF
FG.
Fifka? Fifka?
No, I seen it and I was like, what is that? And I was like, Fly It for Gauge. I'm like, oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not saying that it's gonna be better than bad apples because every fly-in has its own flavor. It's kind of like, which one of your two kids do you want to leave behind? You love them both, they're just the different personalities, different atmospheres. And so it's kind of like, the atmosphere when we go to Purdon's, it's just a different atmosphere, different
Yes.
scenery, different, okay, here's a good example. Flying Circus.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got
I'm
its
out.
own personality.
I'm
So
out.
that's what I mean. So
I will say one thing about Fly It for Gauge. The park does not want to see anybody with alcohol. They do not want to see anybody with alcohol. I'm drinking a beer right now. You know why? You know that? Because I told you. So cover your brewskis.
and don't act like you're drinking brewski.
I will tell you right now, I have been there 40 times, if not 45 times. And every time I've drank, every time I've flown there, I've never had an issue. One, because I don't act like a complete moron. And two, I'm not riding around with a can. I got it covered up and everything's fine. So just remember, they do not want to see you drinking alcohol.
No.
Just, I mean, it can't get any more simple. How hard is it to put a koozie on? I mean, it's not that hard.
I have not said hello to anybody in the chat. Can I run down the list?
Let's do it.
So, because I appreciate y'all joining us. So let's see. We got Kramer, someone named Cupcake Krista. What's up? And Linda Anderson, Paramom's in the house. Tony Marzano. Okay. Daniel Roosh is in the house. Michael Jasper, Scuba. Hey, Scuba Steve. Why don't you jump on, man? Bill H. Hey, Gary Simons. Got Danny Roosh. Brian Waller is in the house. What's up, Brian?
Who's that guy?
I don't know, man. I hear he's got a real nice setup for flying. Paramotor NC, what's up, Ben? James, North Carolina buddy. This is harder than it looks. Angela Preslick. Did I say Marzano? Greg Laney. Hey, Greg. And I think
we have some.
John Furman. What's up, man?
I think that's new. I don't think I've seen him before.
No. Hi. Are you new to the channel, new to the show, John, or are you a new pilot? What's going on, man? It's good to have you.
Yes, it is. It's so weird that you can pick people out that you haven't seen before or what have you. I was looking at when he popped up. I was like, I don't think I've seen him before.
Yeah, and the way podcasts work is few people actually join the live broadcast. Most of the time, they're driving down the road. I mean, that's what I did when I started driving down the road, and they'll just throw on the podcast and listen to it. So we're kind of a tight knit group here, So if someone's missing, we know it.
He said, John said he's new to the channel. Well, welcome, John. John, if you don't know, we are a show that is like when you go to a fly-in and everyone's sitting around the fire pit. We just kind of jump all over the place as you would at a fire pit or at a fly-in. You're in a large group. Everyone's talking about something. Somebody will say something. Everybody stops, talks about that until someone else says something. Then we jump onto something else. We're all over the place. There's no exact format here. We do have Uncle Steve Shake in the house.
Woohoo! And Mr. Dana 54 be seeing you this weekend, man.
Yes. Mr. Uncle Steve, I will have better photos. I will actually have, I'm hoping 3,000 or 4,000 feet photos looking at the flag and the surrounding ground and sky. I was having a little bit of trouble with the flag wanting to stay open. We added weights to it. Some things worked, some things didn't. So better photos are coming, maybe even a little video. So coming soon. All right. So, Mr. Will, we went to Brian Haybell Waller's. We went to Waldan Field, which we like to call Holler at the Waller. He
Yeah.
actually named it something else, and we just like screw it. We're calling it the Waller at a Holler at the Waller.
Sorry, Brian.
Which, by the way, all right. So both my laptops are down. I had enough. The computer worked enough for me to upload all the video to my computer, and then it just quit working. But I was going over my intro because I was trying to be more like Will. I wanted to do a on the road kind of thing and take pictures along the way and little video, this and that, blah, blah. Well, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and driving by myself. Like I put the phone up on the little thing because I'm hands free while I drive, and I hit the little button, and man, I'm like, yeah, we're on our way to Brian Waller's house at Waldan Field. We're going to Holler. What's this place that Brian calls something else, but we all name it Waller Holler. So I wanted, what I'm going to end up doing is breaking that up, the 3 videos that I took in that section, and then at the end of the video, do a comedy or what do you call it, clip, screw up bloopers clip,
Right.
because I was laughing the entire time going, I'm such an idiot, why can't you just talk? Every time I hold that camera up to my face, like I just become marble mouth more so than I am normal. And I'm like, geez, man, I've had people ask me to do little intros or whatever for them, and I have to write it down and read it, because if I have to come up with it in my head at the time, it'll take me 50, 60 takes every single, and we're only talking 25 words.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I'm looking at myself in the camera going, you're an idiot. So anyways.
I got 2 things to say about that. Number one, it's rare to get something right the first time, you know, and even with that, when you don't get it right is sometimes the the funniest part. And number 2, that's where editing comes into play. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to get some editing. I'm going to get a lot of editing in this video. But some of the clips that I've seen before my computer decided to give out was pretty doggone good. The morning that I ended up going into the clouds, I think Brian said something about going and chasing a cloud or something. And I was just like, when I got up in the air, I didn't really see anybody. I was like, oh, maybe they're up there in the clouds. So I started climbing, and then I just had this one little lonesome cloud just come right towards me. So I went into it and came out the other side and was carving like I was surfing the wave, and it's pretty good.
Yeah. You see Brian's comment there? Brian says he's never actually heard one of these podcasts other than live. I enjoy the chat. Yeah, man, I agree with you entirely. It was a part of the community that it was a part of the sport that I find really enjoyable. So, and then there was a question in the chat from Go ahead,
I see Mark. Hold on. He just I got to add him to the stream. There he is.
Mark.
Sorry, Mark. I'm on my phone, and if you wouldn't have posted that, you'd have been sitting there for another 30 seconds before you went to bed.
Yeah, that's actually true. Almost got out.
So Greg Laney,
how's everybody doing?
We're doing good. Are you getting ready for this weekend?
Yeah, I started work at 5. After work, I went and babysat 5 of my grandkids, so I would rather jump off a bridge. But anyways.
At least you can give them back, man.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah,
Greg
so
Laney,
now I got home.
Greg Laney wants to know, he's asking me how much footage do I get for just the tip let me just read the question. How much just the tip material will you get from fly-ins over the next 1.5 months? 4 to 5 episodes. And usually what I like to do, Greg, is like bad apples. Man, I could get plenty of material just from that one fly-in. But what I like to do is one video per fly-in. If I can, sometimes I kind of have to put them together. Um, so the reason I do it that way is because I go to fly-ins to enjoy the sport and to mingle with people, and I don't want it to be all business. You know what I mean? So if I see something that's kind of unique and I think that would be enjoyable, would be a benefit.
Watchable.
Yeah, well, watchable. That's it. Yeah, but also something that would be a benefit to the community. Then, yeah.
Well, Mark or Will's idea is he wants to have play, or he doesn't want to be all business. Me, I'm all videotaping stuff that and looks like a child put it together. That's why I've got the subscriptions or subscribers I got, and Will puts a lot of effort into it. And well, he's got information that's useful. Me, I'm just me.
Okay, well, I have half of what you have. So what does that say about the crap I put out?
1 1/4 inches.
But see, okay, so the thing is 1 1/4 inches. Just registered. That's
That
funny.
was good.
I didn't know you were that good with fractions, Shane.
Oh, and not until I cut my finger off.
What?
Fractions.
Okay, I gotcha. Man, I need pictures, all right? And I just like these big words. So just like with video editing, it's just like the sport. There's no comparison with anyone else. Just do what you do what you like doing, and enjoy it. And if it's not enjoyable, don't do it. You know. So we all bring a little something to the sport, and Shane, Shane, what do you bring to the sport?
Very little.
A whole lot of empty beer cans. No, I'm just kidding. What's Austin from Lift Paramotors? What's going on, Bill H? Hey, real quick, I just had this thing that happened to me last night, and I just want to share it with you guys before we get going on this Waller fly-in. So I had dinner last night, and Krista cooked it. Okay, shh. It upset my stomach. All right, bad. I mean, bad. So at 11:59, I got out of bed and had to go sit down. Well, after 12 o'clock, a.m., I realized it was the same shit, just different day.
I got it.
And we're done.
Go ahead.
We're done.
James said in the comments, that sometimes there's so many GoPros and phones everywhere that he feels some worry too much about filming and not enjoying being in the moment. And I fall into that category as far as, running a bunch of cameras. And I do enjoy, sometimes they get something that's really nice to catch on film. But at the same time, it does take away from just enjoying the flight, in my opinion.
I agree. I haven't been posting very many videos because I just kind of been like, I want to just go fly. I don't want to worry about the cameras. I don't want to worry about this and that. I just want to go fly. And so I haven't really put out a video. Waller's is going to be the first one in a long time. And I actually enjoyed videotaping that and doing the whole, there's some comedy in it. Mark and his dad, classic, just so you know. That's worth seeing right there. I promise. Anybody that sees it, that's worth seeing. Those will be all the comments in there. None of the flying, none of the going to the clouds, none of that. It'll just be Mark and his dad's video. That'll be it.
Yeah, your dad's awesome, man. Look, Paramotor Austin wants to know what kind of doctor was Dr. Pepper? He put the answer in the chat, so the chatters know. A physician.
Oh snap!
A physician. Oh man.
Greg Laney said that hat is them in stitches. Yeah, nothing like a bunch of 7-year-olds. We fit right in.
pilots don't even like to fly. They're just YouTubers.
Yeah. And again, that's so here's something. Since we got 26 people watching, which by the way, I don't see this number on my computer, only on my phone. This is the 7th show before this is over with. We have 6 more shows after tonight. We're gonna do 1 show after the Fly It for Gauge, and then it'll be sporadic. We may or may not do. It won't be consistent. How about that?
It'll be just like us then.
Yeah. So for me, it's taken up some time. I have appointments Monday and Wednesday, and Tuesdays I'm on here, and it's kind of, I don't want to say it's affecting my relationship with my wife, but it's something that I'm missing, and it's this show is taking it. And as much as I love being here and doing this, I don't love being here and doing this, only in the sense that it's affecting my relationship with my wife, and that's something I need to work on. So, and this feels like a job, and I don't want a job. I already have the job I don't want now. I have to work that 8 hours a day. Golly.
You know what? It's the natural. It's the natural progression, or the natural life of a show. I mean, the shows come, shows go, and shows change. So I've been around long enough to see that. So have you, Shane. And yeah, I mean, it might be. I was just thinking about that today, because of you got the Monday night show, the Tuesday night show. Well, by the time Tuesday night comes around, everyone pretty much knows, what the news or what's happened in the paramotor community. But yeah, maybe once a month or something, or once, whatever. If something special comes up, we'll just have to work towards putting it out there to give people plenty of time.
Here's something I don't think anybody's ever heard me say, and if you can go back and find it, I will give you a bottle of Uncle Steve's seasoning at Fly It for Gauge. Hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the bell for notifications. I've never said that ever. I've always done YouTube because it's a distraction for me and it's fun. So yeah, I don't. Would I like to have 11,000 subscribers like Will? Sure, why not? But if I got to work at it, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it, man. I actually want to get back into doing some cooking videos. There's a bunch of meals I've been making, probably for the last year, that I'm like, Krista will tell you. She's like, I don't know why you're not filming this. I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like doing it. Because I'm like, on Sundays, I'm doing the intro or the thumbnail for the show. And then I've got to answer comments and stuff that comes across either in YouTube or on Facebook. And here's the hardest part about doing a show. You get 20 people to ask you to do something. You do it. You get 10 people to say, why did you do it? This is not good, or this is dumb, or whatever. Like, it's really difficult, and I'm just like, well, it's just the 3 of us. This show started out the 3 of us just hanging out, and that's what it's about. It's the Paramotor Hangout. So I enjoy this part, and when it becomes, I mean, I'm willing to go on a private between the 3 of us on Tuesday nights, but maybe half hour, because I got stuff I got to do with the wife.
And that takes what, like a minute?
God, she wishes.
She wishes. That James made a good point. Dave Wood did the same thing. It's just a change. There's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, we're not saying goodbye. We're just changing up a bit. Dave Ruff did the same thing. So he didn't say goodbye. He just kind of changed the flavor of his channel. And he's live all the time. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he's always doing something on the farm.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't really care about how many subscribers I have. If you guys want to watch, great. I'm very thankful for that. but it's just I'm not willing to work at it. I just can't. Like, I just can't. I'm too lazy.
Somewhere along the way, I think it's turned into that for you. Or
No, it's always been that way.
well,
I've never thought of YouTube like I don't dream of being paid by YouTube. I don't dream about everyone I just want everyone to hang out and have a good time. That's really all I care about is just have a good time. This was a distraction for me. And it's been great. It's been fun. And I am super thankful for this sport, number one, because I have met some really good people. And one of the guys that I met 2.5 years ago, Matt Bell, he's no longer with us. He had an accident over on the west side of Florida. And it sucks because he was a really nice guy and very, very friendly to me. And when you get to these fly-ins and you meet people and you find out who the good people are, and then you kind of like, I don't know about these people, and then these ones over here, you're like, yeah, I'm for sure not going to hang out with these people. I mean, it's nice. You get to meet new people, and it's always interesting to me. And you know what I have? I just looked over here. I'm also going to bring. I have a PAP shirt to give away at the Fly It for Gauge too. I'm just saying. I just saw it over there. I actually wanted. I think
you're gonna have about 10 of those flagpole holders to give away.
very nice, very nice. Those are. I just used mine this past weekend.
yeah, I've started using mine too. They're awesome.
Yeah, good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, so I'll probably get hate mail for it or whatever. But look, if you're new to the sport, and especially, and you're going to a fly-in, look for the group that spends time. Yeah, look for the group that has a common interest that's not negative. In other words, if the thing that kind of brings them together is talking crap about other people, that's not the group to be in, man. Trust me. I mean, if the common thing that keeps them all together or is talking about paramotors and new wings and watching launches
And barbecue.
yeah, that's the group you're looking for right there.
If you go to a fly-in and the guy cannot get out of his van with his black wiener to fly in the morning, that's probably not the guy to be around here.
Or if you hear ice cream truck music playing in the background, or if there's a sock hanging on the door of the van.
He was just doing laundry. Oh, yes, Shane's an ass. All right. So we're 33. I don't know how the hell we got 33 minutes into this, but we need to talk about this fly-in. I am telling you, if you ever get a private invite to a fly-in, someone's property, and you don't take it, you're a fool, because it is the most personable time, like interaction you can have with that very small group of friends and people that have. If you didn't show up as friends, you're more than likely leaving as friends. When you go to a large fly-in, I don't want to keep throwing out bad apples as like it's not a negative, but there's so many people you can't meet everybody, and you sure can't spend the quality time to become friends with them with that many people. So when we went to Brian's Waller's house, this is our second time being there, and both times, like the first time I left there, I felt so close to Brian's mom and dad, who, by the way, have told me that I could call them by their first names and I will address them as Mr. and Mrs. Waller always. These people are just phenomenal. And I have the greatest story that we'll get into, but I have the greatest story about his dad, who is a complete jokester. And I missed the joke until Brian told me. I had an idea what was going on, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Will, what was your favorite part of that flying?
My favorite part, it was just hanging out with my buds and not stressing, about, I don't know. It's just like, it's the same thing. I mean, it's a different flavor. It's a different experience altogether. It's more intimate.
Yeah. I wanted to go get some white shoe polish and put across your windshield. No one puts baby in the corner. And why is that funny, Will?
I have no idea, man. But if I didn't laugh, you'd probably get on me for,
No, because they put you literally. Well,
In timeout.
You put yourself in the little bay area, which I understand why. But every time I seen your van parked in a little cubby hole. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, tucked away, kind of away from.
It's like you were put in the corner.
I will tell you, that reminds me about Mark, your dad. I'm sorry, it's the wrong dad, I guess, but it's still a dad. But he was, he had I took my Segway out with my equipment and stuff, and I had it set to the side of the runway. And your dad comes up and he asked, yeah, I'm getting ready to launch, right? And he asked me, do you want me to take that Segway? And then he said, well, no, you might need it to come. You might need it. Like, in other words, he wasn't expecting me to really launch. Like, yeah, man, what a great pep talk. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for building me up. He has me for a son. What are you expecting? He's used to low expectations.
Yeah, man. You're not even his favorite one, unless he's
Not anymore.
Yeah, no.
Luckily, I'm Lydia's favorite.
Yeah. So for me, actually the group of people that show up to this fly-in I think we're all very much similar in many ways. You're talking PPG, the other Nick. You've got Adam, who is a local guy. He's a very nice guy. And you're in Alabama, bro, when your neighbor shows up on his riding lawnmower with a cooler between his legs with beer in it to come and hang out, which is actually Brian's cousin that lives next door. But still, I have never had nobody show up at my house in Florida on a lawnmower with beer in it. Just so you know.
Yeah, look, Paramotor, that's an awesome invite, man. But I'm going to be out of town. So, and it's a morning that you're talking about, so that's two strikes.
So, Mark, do you want to talk about your dad and his aviation experience?
Yeah, my dad got to fly with Mr. Waller in his ultralight, and he explained to my mom, who wasn't there, that no, he's not going up in a paramotor. He's going up in an airplane, in an airplane. And he left it at that so that she was not too excited. But he really enjoyed it, and I was so glad that he got to go up. I wish he would go up in with Brian in his tandem paramotor also. But I don't know that he's going to do that. But he did have a ball in that ultralight with Mr. Waller.
Yeah, I love his
Great.
I love his excitement every time he was talking about it. He was just, I mean, the life that showed up in his eyes, and he was just like, oh my god, the thrust, and then we did this, and I'm like, dude, we've all been there. Like, we have all experienced that first flight, and it's just absolutely something you'll never forget.
Yeah, and he turns 80 in September. And so anyways, and he's been to a bunch of these fly-ins with me, and he knows a lot of the people. A lot of the people know him. And so that was special. That was awesome.
Krista knows him as the guy that has to carry your paramotor across the field while you set your wing up. That's what Krista remembers.
Yep, I'm useless. I know. I have been told.
Poor guy.
So,
go ahead, Shane.
I was going to ask you, go for something, Will. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say, because you mentioned, if you're ever invited to a private event, cool. But if you're not invited or you don't happen to be one that wasn't invited, don't take it personal, because there's only, if it's private for a reason, and it's probably because there's only there's limited space or limited slots, or there's some limitation that the person who's doing the invitation knows about, and you really have to respect that, because it's that person's property, and I'm sure, because they have to live there, I'm sure they don't want to piss off their neighbors, or do anything
Right.
that could adversely affect their LZ. So
Yeah. Truthfully, it could just be a limited amount of people. I mean, I know a handful of us close people that didn't go, not because they weren't asked. It was just because they didn't get asked because of the amount of people that the field can safely launch and land people. Which a couple times after we did so we left Waller's one morning and flew to Ace Hardware and had breakfast. If that doesn't make sense to you, let me explain.
Well, number one, we were in Alabama.
it's also the mayor's office too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the post office. So we literally flew and landed in the front yard of the Ace Hardware. We put all our gear by the sign, the Ace Hardware sign, and walked inside. And it's literally an Ace Hardware. And then if you go to the left, you will see that they have a little cafe. Would you call it a cafe? What would you call that?
I guess you could call it a cafe. That sounds kind of highfalutin.
I was thinking highfalutin as well.
Deli.
In your mind, picture what a restaurant's like inside of a True Value, and you nailed it.
So anyways, we went in there. Breakfast was amazing. I had 2 eggs, grits with cheese, bacon, toast.
A grill.
Yes, a grill. Anyways, so we all went in. How many were there? What was it? 8 or 7 of us? 8 of us? Because you had the new the guy that was looking to get. You had. God, I'm getting. There were 6 at one.
Cody and my dad were there.
So there was like 8
So
of us.
there was 8. Yeah.
So 8 of us went in there and ate, and 6 of us flew in and flew out. After we got done eating, we paid our bill and picked up some chicken feed, and then we headed back to the farm. No, I'm just kidding about the chicken feed and the farm. So anyways, we end up we launched right there in the front yard, and they all loved it. I mean, all the customers came out to watch. Some of the workers came out to watch us take off, and we flew back, landed, okay, so I'm going to share a little tidbit of my video with you guys. So the way the wind was blowing is a kind of odd for the field to land a paramotor. And when you come across or get into the tree rotor and you're out of your seat and your wing starts dancing above your head, it was a little cringeworthy for the buttocks, if you will. Everything worked out fine. Actually, you can see my shadow, and I literally just went boop, doop, 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 just walked it out. I was just like, heck yeah. Those are the best ones instead of landing, and you got to run like Forrest Gump. Like it was a great. I mean, everything. Once you got out of the tree rotor, everything was perfect. Mark did a great job. Got a great video of him. Will on that morning flight. There was no video. Will, and then okay, if you're not going to fly, you can at least get up and support the others.
Dude, no one ever gets video of me.
I did. Krista did.
Did she? Oh, yes, she did. Yeah, yes, she did. You're exactly right.
It was through a window with the crack in the blinds, but we won't talk about that.
It was kind of creepy. Yeah.
What's the easiest shot?
What is the easiest shot you can make in golf? Your 5th putt. Now, see, I don't know anything about golf, so I don't know if that's funny or not.
I don't know any. I
Me
don't.
neither.
I don't own any plaid pants yet. I'm working on them.
Biggest shot you can make. I guess. Okay, maybe it means like if it takes you 5 putts to get the ball in the hole, it's got to be closer. I don't know.
So another thing I like about Waller's fly-in, there is history on this property. His grandfather owned the property. His dad now owns it. Brian will own it. And they have this history. They have a dog. I don't want to call it a dog cemetery, but a dog
Cemetery.
memorabilia little thing. I think it's just the way to honor dogs that are family. I think that's the greatest thing you can do for them. The fishing pond that's shaped like Alabama. Like there's so much stuff to go on, and I mean during the day when we're not flying, we're all parawading. There's just so much stuff to go and do. They built a raised platform to go to the creek where they have a seating area, and it's all shaded. And you got the babbling brook in the background. It's freaking awesome just to go sit back there and just kind of chill and get your thoughts. But let me tell you the story about his dad. So I was jokingly leaving my koozie. Well, actually, I was leaving my koozie wherever I was because I was doing things, and I'd set it down and walk off, and then come back looking for it. And I kept asking Mr. Waller. I said, "What'd you do with my drink? What'd you do with my koozie?" He's like, I don't know. And then it got to the point where he was really truly moving my drink to different spots, and I didn't realize it. But then I started kind of getting an idea, and then Brian's like, "Oh yeah, your dad or my dad's been moving your koozie." I was like, "Oh, I knew I wasn't going crazy." So later, it was a Saturday night. He's sitting next to the fire pit, and he's in just one of those little plastic yard chairs. And man, he sprung up, dude. He sprung up, come walking right over to me. He's like, "What'd you do with it?" I'm like, "Do with what?" At this point, I'm clueless of what this is all about. And he's like, "My drink. What'd you do with my drink?" He goes, "I know I've been moving your drink, so you moved my drink. Where's my drink?" And I turned to look back where he was sitting, and he had literally tucked it behind the leg of the chair. So he hid it from himself.
That's
Hey, Will,
yeah.
you see that Will,
I did.
the other Will? Okay.
Yeah, I did. So
If some people might be able to hit that on their way home from Fly It for Gauge.
maybe you feel free to read it.
Oh, it says, "What's up, para people? We are putting together a paramotor ultralight fly-in at NC27, June 15th through the 18th in Lenoir, North Carolina. If you're available to come camp, fly, and have a good time, hit me up." So we want to put that out there for everybody, and people even that can't come to Fly It for Gauge, if that's close to them, maybe they could go there.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we've got to make sure that it's PPG friendly, powered paragliding. I would think it would be, but
Yeah, I mean, well, it says paramotor and ultralight.
Oh, good.
What is the at NC27? Will?
That's a road.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's a road. So it's in Lenoir, North Carolina, which is north of Charlotte.
It says Western, about 45 minutes from Boone.
Yeah,
Not that that means anything to me.
not west of Boone.
I don't know.
No.
Just that the next comment says Western, about 45 minutes
Oh.
from Boone.
Western. Okay, I got it.
There you go, Will. You can read Austin's comment. It's on the board.
What do my jokes and paramotor pilots have in common? They don't always stick a landing. Where are you getting these, Austin?
NC27 is an airport.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it says. And already have it cleared with the board, private airport.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can get in touch with me through Facebook and send me the information. Send me a message or DM or whatever on Facebook.
Slide into your DMs. Got it.
Yeah, slide on in there, and I'll put it on the calendar.
Got a fella from Michigan. His first tandem last week. Hey, are you talking about Cody, Brian? Who, by the way, was a really nice guy. He actually bought all of our breakfast at the Ace Hardware. There's no way I can say that and not smile every time. Breakfast at Ace Hardware. Like, it just
Number one is True Value. You're going to get us kicked out for next year.
Oh, that's right.
Is it True Value?
Yeah.
I knew they didn't sell the right cracked corn. I just knew it was off brand. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I don't know.
Linda said Mike Cotter is up there in Michigan.
He's Fly My, isn't he? Fly My.
Yes.
He's a nice guy.
Yes, he is. Actually, last year at Bad Apples, he kept. I can't tell you. It's been every time I've been to Bad Apples, that dude has showed up and missed dinner. Like, he'd show up and be like, "Oh man, where's the food at?" I'm like, "It's all gone. Like, I don't know where you were." So last year, I actually found out where he was staying at, and right before we finished everything off, I saved a plate and took it down to him. And man, he came back over to me and he was like, "All right, dude, I'll be back over here on time every time." So Mike's pretty good guy. Always been nice and friendly with me. So that's always a bonus.
You're just letting everyone know. This is Charlotte here, and Lenore's up here. Give you an idea. That's going to be interesting. Aren't you going to another fly-in North Carolina, Shane?
When?
This year? Aren't you going to? Oh gosh, it slipped my mind. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, Easy Pace?
Easy Pace, yeah.
There's a chance. I won't let Mark pick our spot though. I can guarantee that.
No, I'm going to be in.
That was a good spot. That was a great spot.
It was an okay spot. I felt like I was like removed from everyone else. We were just talk about.
That's what made it a great spot.
No, I think the best part of that is we hid that porta potty and had a porta potty all to ourselves.
That was
like
private.
Like we had bought that thing and put it there.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I just kind of just peed next to it. Something about the woods were right there, man. I didn't go in that porta potty, but it was nice.
Oh, there was definitely some pee in those pine trees.
I'm trying to get figure out how to unshare here.
What did I miss from? Oh, Shane's planet. Shane's not far from NC-27. That's cool.
I'm thinking I'm still going to be out of town during that time. I think.
Okay.
Well, text me those dates. I can look it up, but I'm using my phone, so I can't technically look it up.
Easy Pace?
Yeah, Easy Pace. I got no problems leaving work. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll still be out of town for that one in North Carolina, so I'm out.
Now, Easy Pace, that's with the racetrack. What racetrack is that, Mark?
Martinsville, Virginia.
Yeah. That is pretty cool because you get to fly around it and you kind of pretend as you're flying way above it so that you don't hit any wires, but you kind of go around the track in the air. It's pretty cool.
You make those little sound effects.
Hey, as long as I don't make the burr.
Yeah. I had on my I lost my motor on landing, and that was when I was kind of new to the Moster 185. And boy, I was real close to the ground, and I already had my place. The best place I could land was right there on the railroad tracks. That was my only option. So, but fortunately, I reached back there it started right back up. Thank goodness.
Yeah, but at least it didn't leave you in a river or a creek like Adam 80 did.
What? True? Yeah, true.
Oh, don't blame that on the motor.
Blaming it on somebody.
It was definitely pilot error all the way around. Okay, so let me do that. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Lower Creek Airport, NC 27, and let's see if I can do anything with this. Oh, I gotta maybe drag it, dude. Oh, man, I'm trying to move the zoom window. Here we go. That doesn't show me anything. This does. All right, so it looks like it's a grass strip. And why isn't it? I guess that's just a picture. Yep, just a picture. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, these are just pictures.
I'll let it slide this time.
All right, but I'm bummed.
Mark, what was your favorite part other than your dad flying at Waller's? Holler at the Waller.
My favorite part was flying to breakfast. That was my favorite part, and then next to that was just the camping and hanging out. Had
You
a
sure?
really good time.
You sure it wasn't waking up in the morning and seeing me sleeping on your dinette?
Yeah, I'm positive actually.
Actually, I'm pretty sure my favorite part was watching Mark's dad shuffle through the camper to go to the bathroom. No, I can't do it now, but like I'll do it in person with you, Will. Like he would shuffle and he'd get almost to the bathroom door, and then he would he'd think he was at the door, but he had a little bit further to go. And I'm just laying there, and the way that he was doing it was killing me every night. I was dying. It was good stuff.
That's
Yep.
fun. So looking at that airport, did you see what I had up there?
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at that airport, it unless the winds, and I don't know enough about the airport, the prevailing winds, unless they're like right down the runway, I wouldn't consider it a beginner's
Field.
No, it's narrow and tight. That's kind of like that other place we went up there by Martinsville, Virginia. Easy Pace. That
Yeah.
place you can't realistically launch sideways. You got to launch down the runway.
Yeah.
Which the wind did stay down the runway the whole trip, realistically.
Yes.
This would be cool. So James says he's planning on flying to Georgia Veterans Park at Bad Apples with the group, reaching out for approvals next week. Was the restaurant open when you three went? I didn't go to that, James. Shane, you didn't either, did you?
Yeah,
Yes, I
Shane
did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's asking if the restaurant was open.
I did not
I
see your
think-
restaurant.
I think it is. I think it was open. I'm sure it was.
That's on the
And,
other side of the river, though, isn't it?
No, I think there's a restaurant down there at the river, like where we landed. If you went back to the river and then a little bit to the east,
Right.
or actually that would be to the south, away from Bad Apples,
Right.
where the marine is and stuff. I think there's a restaurant in there. Not positive, but I think so.
I just remember flying in there and landing, checking out all the cool stuff that they had there. They have tanks, artillery, airplanes, all just there for you to go and look at it. I mean, it was pretty awesome. It's a quick, what was that? Maybe a 20-minute flight from Bad Apples, 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably 30 minutes. That was a
Um,
nice flight.
Yeah, and I tell you,
What's it like?
oh, it's huge. And I shouldn't say it's huge. It was decent. Plenty of room to take off and land. I don't think any of us on takeoff had a failed launch. I think everybody took
No.
off and was out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody did good, and we took off the short way in that field. Because of the wind, we had to take off the short way, and the short way is plenty big.
Yeah.
And Pablo Pyro's the one that got us permission there from the park ranger. So I'm guessing that's who you need to reach out to and get permission again.
Hey, real quick before we leave, what is black and at the top of the staircase?
My dog when it climbs the stairs.
Stephen Hawkins after a house fire.
Hey, we have 1 minute left, and I've got to give a shout out here. I'm gonna do a quick screen share, and because this tickled me pink. Did I lose my man card?
It depends on what pink.
Made it.
Okay, so can you see that?
Yes.
I saw it yesterday in person.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what this is? That's what is that? Granite or stone tile? It I don't know. Some kind of rock.
It's some kind of stone.
Yeah, stone. But Pablo Pyro, he used laser, right? It's like laser etched.
Yeah.
That was so cool, man. I mean, he's is that what he does for his business?
No, he is a computer guy, writing software and stuff.
Actually, technically, Will, that is compressed G money poop, and they engraved into.
That's valuable.
Whatever, man, is cool. And thank you, Pablo.
Yeah. All right, so we are out of here. Only 7 after tonight. We only have 7 shows left. I better figure out how to do this on my phone. Oh, got it. Should we do an outro for the show and Uncle Steve's, or just the outro for the show?
It's up to you, man.
I don't know. Real quick, Will, where can we find you on social media?
Online, you can find me at willflyppg.com, or you can go to YouTube and search for Will Fly.
Mr. Mark McElroy, where can we find you, sir?
Paralife PPG on YouTube and online.
You guys can find me here at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, or on TikTok, which I just put out a new video. It does take a little explaining, especially since talk to text really screwed up in my description. But anyways, you can find me at TikTok at ppgshane.com. The last video I just put up was it's called Shank Wars. So we have to surprise the other person and pretend to shank them, and then you shush them on the way down as if they have to die, no matter where you're at. If you're at Walmart in line and you shank them, they have to go down to the ground, and you just shh. So I did that was the second one, but I did the first one on video. Krista's dying laughing. It's freaking hilarious. Anyways, with that being said, maybe he can get you a cup. Hey, maybe you can get a new cup that's not dented, etched like that.
I don't take care of my stuff. I just gotta stick with the dent.
Yeah, and it's slate as well.
Yeah.
Austin said.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Peace.
I've got a lot to say.